Welcome to Attention Talk Video, where we pay attention to attention. Now, here's your host, Jeff Copper.
Welcome, everybody, to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host, ADHD and Attention Coach Jeff Copper, and I'm here today to share something that I'm working on that I think is really kind of exciting. If you've been on my channel for a long time, you know I'm a big fan of Dr. Russell Barkley's construct of ADHD. In fact, I've engineered a new field of engineering called cognitive ergonomics from the inside out, and it's an observational training program to address ADHD and solve problems just like an engineer would by taking the emotions out. And this is actually born of the model. Dr. Barkley talks of the brain as a two-level system. You have the automatic brain, which is the primitive brain, and you have executive functioning brain. This is really, really effortful. It takes a lot of energy for this thing to override this. But people talk about just motivation as a generic term. So I wrote off to Dr. Barkley recently. I said, you know, it seems to me we should look at motivation as a two-level system. You have the automatic brain's motivation and the executive functioning brain's motivation. Basically, he said, I hadn't thought about that, but it fits his model. So let's think about this for a second. Your automatic brain, it's influenced by the primitive urges, your urge to seek dopamine to escape discomfort. Executive functioning brain is effortful. It's effortful. It takes a lot of energy to override that automatic brain. I'm not going to get too complicated here, but if we understand ADHD as an executive functioning impairment, right? That's an impairment. Thus, we can conclude that executive functions, if you have that brain, are less efficient because they're impaired. If executive functions are mind tools used to solve problems, one can deduce that you're not as efficient at solving problems as a neurotypical. Thus, if you don't have the right accommodations, it takes more energy, more motivation to do what a neurotypical is. You have to have motivation, but then you have to have more motivation to compensate for the impairment. So now you have to have the energy to override the automatic brain. You got to have the motivation to do something that requires effortful byway. Executive function is not like a booyah, you're excited about it. And you have to have more energy and motivation on top of that to compensate for the impairment. So when we look at people with ADHD, it's not like they're unmotivated. It takes more motivation. And one of the ways I describe this is, you know, sometimes you go to the store and you go, oh, I'll buy that. But sometimes it's priced so high, you go, really, it's not worth it. I'm not going to pay that price for that because I don't get the benefit of it. So anyway, it's something I'm working on. It's a little bit more, I'm further along than what I'm describing because I'm working on stuff like that. But this would change the way we look at motivation, not as you're not motivated, it's you're highly motivated. What people look at is they see that you're not doing something, but they don't realize it takes more energy, more motivation to accomplish the same task. So I'm really excited about this. If you're new to our channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you're an existing viewer, please, what are your thoughts on this? There's a lot more to this, but I'm trying to kind of keep it simple for right now. So anyway, leave their thoughts and comments. With that, I hope you've enjoyed this edition of Attention Talk Video. Take care.